Welcome back to AIN channel. You are most welcome. I'm starting a new series entitled Life and Living It. In this series, there will be so many themes that I'm going to explore. The first one is going to be about how I came to the Netherlands. So how come I ended in the Netherlands? And as you may already know, I'm from Ghana, so why Netherlands? So this will be the story, and so stay tuned, don't go away. It's going to be exciting. Wow. A little bit. Okay, so I'm from Ghana. I'm from the northern part of Ghana. My mom and dad are both Gonjers, so I hail from Damango in the northern region of Ghana. Now I would say in the Savannah region of Ghana. Ghana has 16 regions, so I come from the northern part. Yes, and I grew up in Branahafu region, the Bono region of Ghana now, and I schooled in Shunyane. My family lived in Shunyane. I lived in Sudan for most of my life. I went to Regis Experimental. It's one of the very good schools in Branahafu regions. And I proceeded to my secondary school at Notre Dame Girls Secondary School in Ketesia, where I also I did general arts, so I studied French, government. Oh, now it makes me feel like I'm very old because I'm looking back in 2003 when I was in Notre Dame, where I studied general arts. I did general arts. I did history, French, economics, and government. So I've mentioned history already. So I did these courses, and I went through the school, and the school really went through me. And I was the head girl for 2006, and yes, so after my bachelor's, that's when I came to the Netherlands. So I did my bachelor's in my University of Science and Technology, where I studied history and with political science, because I majored in history and my minor was in political science. And right after my bachelor's, I did my teaching assistant position, which is the national service that we all do in Ghana. It's very common, but I've always had the aspiration to have a doctor. So now it's like I've gotten one of the things that I desired. I wanted to be a doctor because I've always wanted to be a lecturer, an academic doctor. So I've always wanted to be an academic doctor, not a medical doctor. And to go through the phase, I had to do a master's. And whilst looking for masters, I was like, where can I do my masters? Actually, I wanted to do something beyond my national space. So I've been studying in Ghana, but I wanted to study somewhere else that will add a bit more to my experience living in different places. And I thought about so many places, and I will not want to mention all of them, but the Netherlands, when I was looking for a course, the Netherlands was one of the places where I thought this course really touches me, because I did history, as I've said, and I wanted something more to history to add. And I was thinking about international relations, and whoa, there was a university in the Netherlands that did that combination, history and international relations. I was like, what's a perfect combination for me? So I applied for the school, and lo and behold, I got a scholarship as well. So I was like, hey, this is for me to apply to this school, and I got the scholarship. I went through the process, and the scholarship was Eric Blumek Fund, and that's how come I ended in the Netherlands. I had a perfect course, a perfect school, a perfect location, and scholarship. at Netherlands, I must be honest, I was looking at the course because, as I've told you, I had the desire to do history, but I wanted to also add something to it. So for me, the first thing that pushed me was to look for a course that really touches like my core, like what I'm interested in. History days far back, I did history, so I know this. So it's like, what a perfect moment to really move to the Netherlands. So that was what started. But then, because I knew a little bit about Netherlands and I was also curious about it, I took the opportunity. No, I was not scared at all. I was like, I have read about the Netherlands and I knew it was a beautiful place, and there is so many connections between Ghana and the Netherlands. There have been bloggers from the Netherlands, Holland bloggers, so to speak, in Ghana. So it's like, it was a beauty. I was not scared. I was just like, for lack of better, I was so happy. I was excited, and that was. I had gone to school when people would tell me my father and my mother are abroad, so I'm not studying and all those kind. So I kind of felt like bloggers were like the for lack of better, like, it's a thing to achieve. But living in the Netherlands myself, I think it's not really an achievement. I might be wrong. It's in itself, it's not an achievement, but the whole process, what you learn, what you are open to, is a whole new ball game to get. So I think bloggers come with something special because they've also learned and experienced another culture and seen things in a different perspective as well. But living the reality, I've realized that there isn't so much difference between us who live in Ghana and those who live abroad. It's just what we do with what we have and how best we make from situations that counts. And it's also opened my mind to the real life of being a blogger. I do. I even have a coupon, status paradox. Came to the Netherlands in 2012. I was so excited to be here. I was at the Schiphol airport and I took a train to Groningen, and when I was going, in my head I was like, how will life be here for me? And yes, most of that time was school because I came for my master's, and I was like, I'm poised to succeed. I have to do this and pass well because I was on a scholarship and I really wanted to make a difference. So it was more about school, but school, it's not only in the Netherlands that I've schooled in different places, and social life plays a role, academic life, connections, all those things played a big role. And I was in a class of international students, people from various parts of the world, so I had that kind of connection as well. I'm also a Christian, so I used to go to church. So it's been a mix of a lot of things from 2012 when I did my master's till I finished, and I also did internship in between. So it's been a whole process. I also held some positions as an African students community. I was also the secretary. I also served on the international students platform in Groningen. So I had a life, like it wasn't just books. I made the best out of it, and I have made connections and friendships that are still lasting and ongoing. Yes. Yes, I was an ambassador for University of Groningen as an alumni, and that role was a beautiful role because I really went for it because I thought there were so many people who did not know much about opportunities out there, and they may be looking for opportunities to come to the Netherlands to school, but they don't know where to go and all that. So I kind of offered myself because I had really benefited from being in Groningen to the extent that I really wanted other people to have that experience. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. Do you have any questions, any feedback or comments? Please put them in the comment section. I'm looking forward to reading and responding to all of them. This is the end of this part, but look forward for many other topics and issues to be discussed. Bye till next time.